Main event mamas bringing the heat. Talking life, love, and the wrestling beat. Step in the ring with the real ones, me, mic in hand. Yeah, we on repeat. Yeah. Tag team champs of the everyday grind. Body slam doubts, leave them behind. From the school runs to the grocery lines. Still got time to drop these rhymes. Late night chats over spilled tea. Wrestling moves in reality. Balance it all like it's destiny. Mama life is the legacy. Main event mamas, we run this show. From the ropes to the roads, watch it glow. Real talk, real love, real highs, real lows. Main event mamas, let the good vibes flow. Got a suplex for the drama, pin for the stress, flipping scripts. Yeah, we do it the best. Relationships, goals, what's next on the list? Life's a match, and we never miss. Late bell nights, but we're wide awake. Dreams on lock, no time for fake. This is the hustle, a give and take. Championship belts made of love we make. Better than mamas. Better than mamas. Better than mamas. Better than mamas. The main event mamas bringing the heat. Talking life, love, and the wrestling beat. Step in the ring with the real ones, me, mic in hand. Yeah, we on repeat. Yeah. Tag team champs of the everyday grind. Body slam doubts, leave them behind. From the school runs to the grocery lines. Still got time to drop these rhymes. Late night chats over spilled tea. Wrestling moves in reality. Balance it all like it's destiny. Mama life is the legacy. Main event mamas, we run this show. From the ropes to the roads, watch it glow. Real talk, real love, real highs, real lows. Main event mamas, let the good vibes flow. Got a suplex for the drama, pin for the stress, flipping scripts. Yeah, we do it the best. Relationships, goals, what's next on the list? Life's a match, and we never miss. Late bell nights, but we're wide awake. Dreams on lock, no time for fake. This is the hustle, a give and take. Championship belts made of love we make. Better than mamas. Better than mamas. Better than mamas. Better than mamas. The main event mamas bringing the heat. Talking life, love, and the wrestling beat. Step in the ring with the real ones, me, mic in hand. Yeah, we on repeat. Yeah. Tag team champs of the everyday grind. Body slam doubts, leave them behind. From the school runs to the grocery lines. Still got time to drop these rhymes. Late night chats over spilled tea. Wrestling moves in reality. Balance it all like it's destiny. Mama life is the legacy. Main event mamas, we run this show. From the ropes to the roads, watch it glow. Real talk, real love, real highs, real lows. Main event mamas, let the good vibes flow. Got a suplex for the drama, pin for the stress, flipping scripts. Yeah, we do it the best. Relationships, goals, what's next on the list? Life's a match, and we never miss. Late bell nights, but we're wide awake. Dreams on lock, no time for fake. This is the hustle, a give and take. Championship belts made of love we make. Better than mamas. Better than mamas. Better than mamas. Better than mamas. The main event mamas bringing the heat. Talking life, love, and the wrestling beat. Step in the ring with the real ones, me, mic in hand. Yeah, we on repeat. Yeah. Tag team champs of the everyday grind. Body slam doubts, leave them behind. From the school runs to the grocery lines. Still got time to drop these rhymes. Late night chats over spilled tea. Wrestling moves in reality.
Well, welcome. You have to excuse me. I am just figuring out how to use this, and it is so cool. So I'm so excited to be with you today. As you can tell, there's one of us who is still not here. Love her, though. She'll be here shortly if she doesn't get caught up by the children. Yeah. Well, I'll just split her out until we come back. But we're here for a special episode of Main Event Mamas Live for us to unpack Saturday night main event. I wanted to say live so bad. I don't know why. I just felt like it's supposed to be here, and maybe it's not, but in my mind, it felt like Saturday Night Live, but it's cool. It's cool. So how was your weekend? How are things?
Pretty good. I cannot complain. It's been an eventful morning. So, yes, but I'm here.
It has also been an eventful day. Like, I was definitely sleeping 2 hours ago until I decided to test a new thing, and was like, what better way than to talk through, Saturday night main event. I'm gonna have to say it until it sticks, but that. I would also tell you I watched Collision, but I didn't. I'm gonna watch that later. But since we can hold you hostage, we're going to play our theme song again. We have a brand new theme song. Hopefully Tanisha will join us by the end of that. If not, we're going to play it by ear. We'll see how it goes. But here is our brand new theme song.
Main event mamas bringing the heat. Talking life, love, and the wrestling beat. Step in the ring with the real ones, me. Mic in hand. Yeah, we on repeat. Yeah. Tag team champs of the everyday grind. Body slam doubts, leave them behind. From the school runs to the grocery lines. Still got time to drop these rhymes. Late night chats over spilled tea. Wrestling moves in reality. Balance it all like it's destiny. My life is the legacy. Main event mamas, we run this show from the ropes to the roads. Watch us glow, real talk, real love, real highs, real lows. Main event mamas, let the good vibes flow. Got a suplex for the drama, pin for the stress, flipping scripts. Yeah, we do it the best. Relationships, goals, what's next on the list? Life's a match, and we never miss. Late bell nights, but we're wide awake. Dreams on lock, no time for fake. This is the hustle of give and take. Championship belts made of love we make. Better than mamas. Better than mamas. Better than mamas.
Look who joined us.
Hello.
We hope you enjoyed that. That's our new theme song. So you're going to hear it at the beginning and the end of every single episode. So I'm psyched. I'm ready to break it down. So how's your weekend been now that you are just now joining us?
So sorry, these kids. When you do improv recording that they're not used to anymore, they're like, but I need this and I need that. I'm doing good. How has y'all's weekend been? I guess fine compared that I talked to y'all yesterday. So yeah.
Yes, fine.
We recapped that,
Agreed.
but it's been good.
Yes.
It was fine. All right. So let's start with our Saturday night main event. I would tell you I know what order we're going in, but I don't. So, or maybe I do. Let's start with Cody.
I mean, they were the opening act.
Yeah, let's start there because, let's start there. Any initial thoughts about this match before we get into the nitty gritty of it all? I'm sorry, I'm still playing. I'm in the back scenes trying to figure out how to do things, but carry on.
I mean, I still think he's going to turn heel. He's going to do like a. I do, but I'm not saying he's going to go full throttle. I do think he's doing baby soft heel things. Because if we really think about it, like what you said, we're going to get into the nit of it, but that's, I don't know, from SmackDown, from how he looked in SmackDown and then how he came out, that's what I'm getting. That's the vibe I'm getting.
Listen.
Okay.
I think I have thoughts about this. And as I was watching this last night, I had so many more thoughts involved because the truth is, I just feel like things get a little dicey when it comes to Cody and this heel turn that we've been forecasting forever and a day. I just feel like, I don't know. I feel like because we keep forecasting it, everybody's like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. We're not going to turn him heel because you people want us to turn him heel. I feel like at this point, it's just very much anything we could do to make our fans wrong. I know that probably seems mean, but it's true. It's true. Sorry, I'm playing with things, you know?
Well, we got a comment. We got a comment on YouTube.
Yeah, I just want to make sure our chat's working. We did. I know they didn't have to have Cody drop the title to Drew, so who will get the belt then? Gunther, Penta. So funny that you mentioned this because I was so into him dropping this belt. I don't know how many times I keep saying that. Anytime. I told you, Cody is just not, to me, the most exciting champion. So who do I think should get it? Hell, anybody but him. I would have been super happy with Drew at this point. But do I think Penta or Gunther? No, actually. I think Gunther, they're aiming for Gunther to take down John Cena during this amazing tournament that they announced last night, which count me in. I love me a tournament. That's one thing I said on Threads yesterday. Send me a tournament. I love me a tournament any day, any week. But all right, let's talk a little. Yeah, I agree with you. Definitely because of the merchandise sales. 100%. I agree with you. I can see that being why they didn't want to turn him. But I don't think it would slow down his merchandise sales.
Yeah, I was going to second that. I don't think it's going to slow it down. I think it's going to enhance his sales because now we're going to get different type of merchandise. Because let's think about it. They call him the American Nightmare, right? So if he's the American Nightmare and he turns heel or gives us even a soft launch of heelness, just like how like Seth teethers heel, good guy, heel, good guy. You know what I'm saying? Like
Seth is Seth. Okay.
I mean, Seth is Seth, but he still teethers the heel and the good guy. Right before he left, he became a good guy. So then that's when all of a sudden he got attacked. We were all like, oh no, why did you attack him? Versus if he was bad, we'd be like, yeah, get him. Yeah, he's so mean. Like we would have been like on it. So that's why I'm saying if they do it correctly, because of his name, he's already the American Nightmare. Because I'm not going to lie. When Cody first came out, I was like, you're American Nightmare, but you nice? I don't know. That's not a nightmare. I don't know.
Did she say that you're nice?
Yeah, because what kind of nightmare is that? If I'm thinking about a nightmare, I'm thinking about something that is going to scare me.
She said he's nice. Okay, well, you know what?
But like I said, he is slowly, to me, transitioning in a way. Like if you saw how he walked in on SmackDown,
yes,
with the glasses, he looked like you don't know what to really expect from me. Now, granted, when he went out to the ring, he got rid of the glasses. He looked like his, the homeboy, not the homeboy, like the dream, like being his dad, like everyone, yes, like just being that person. And even like him coming out, it's like, okay, I see you, but when was the last time we actually start seeing him like start using his belt to hit people with? You understand what I'm saying? We're starting to see certain things that we would have normally not seen from babyface Cody. Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Yes.
It does. It does.
So ultimately, like with this match was intense. And at first, now, y'all may hate me, but I really didn't realize that this was like a no disqualification match.
I didn't either.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. I'm not sure. Like, I wasn't sure if it was announced somewhere or something, and I just missed it.
Attention is what I said.
probably wasn't paying attention, but I didn't realize that if Cody got disqualified, that means Drew was going to sit here and get the championship. Which, and I didn't know it was like you cannot touch the ref either. So it was one of those like, this is crazy watching it, knowing that what are you doing? What's happening? Oh wait, okay. But Drew was trying to play it smart, but it started getting really good. I want to say in the middle of the match, or once I understood what was happening, I was like, oh, okay. Oh wait, what he say?
Potentially unpopular opinion. I don't like Seth acting like a baby face when he's a heel. He needs to change his music so the crowd stops doing the whoa chant. It's getting so old now. I love that chant. So I'm going to stand 10 toes down and say, don't change it. Don't change it at all. Y'all know I love Seth. Good, bad, indifferent. I love me some Seth. And so I told you, this is my daddy issues coming to a front. I mean, I love me a bad guy. I love me a bad guy. So mwah, mwah, I will sing it. Whatever you want me to sing, burn it down, burn it up. I am here. I am here for Seth. Anytime, every time.
But I mean, to be honest, it's also us as the audience singing and wanting it. So even when Seth was pretty much technically recruiting Paul, or right after, I can't remember the timeline of it. He was even telling us, which one do you want? Because you saying I suck, but you keep singing my music. That's us as an audience feeling like we have some type of say, when in essence, we really don't. But it's good to see it. But I mean, I like the match. What did y'all think about the match? Did y'all expect Drew not to win? Because I'm not sure. That was kind of iffy there. Kind of was like,
I mean, in our predictions, I'm pretty sure we said Drew.
I think we did.
No, this is your opportunity to check our Patreon up here, because you can find all our predictions are on there, and it's free. Don't worry. There's a free tier. You could just join to get emails and find out when our content's there. And then, if you feel it in your heart, if you feel touched in the moment to, become a paying member to help support the podcast, we welcome you too. There's also extra benefits, because we gonna shout out to
Candace
all day. There's extra benefits to becoming a paid member, including getting shouted out randomly. Mm-hmm. Poor Candace is probably like, what did I do? What did I do? But nonetheless, I thought the match was good. But I keep saying this, like, I don't want Drew to keep going into these title matches and losing. I just don't get it. I don't think that helps his character. I don't think it almost like feels like it's intentional at this point, right? Like, yes.
I feel like it builds his frustration.
I get it. And, I love me some Drew too, to be fair. I do. Again, these daddy issues that just come back. But I feel that Drew is just so good at what he does that it doesn't matter to them where they decide to put him on the card. But I would argue, especially when Cody went away for all that time to shoot Street Fighter, we could have had a champion on our TV every day. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, I feel that wasn't fair to kind of put Drew in the same position that he's in, because y'all know I'm not the biggest CM Punk fan, and we'll get into that later, but I don't love how they're booking Drew. I'd love to see Drew booked as a winner, because my guy is. Mm-hmm. It's like they forgot the pandemic craziness, and he was like the champion going into it, and I'm like, he carried us through it, because that was kind of that. There was no Roman, there was nobody really, so Drew kind of carried us into it, and I feel like they don't really acknowledge that, which is unfair. I know it was a tough time for many of us, but Drew was on my TV screen, and I was falling in love with wrestling again, so I don't feel like it's fair to treat him like that. But overall, I thought the match was good. Drew and Cody look good together. They always work well together. Mm-hmm. I just knew it wasn't going to be Drew's moment, and that broke my heart a little bit, to be honest. All right, got a new comment. Go on the screen. They aren't booking Drew right at all. The CM Punk storyline was great, but he needs wins too to be exactly.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Yes, exactly that point. 100% agree with you, because it makes no sense for him to be like, I'm a heel, especially because the kind of heel he is the kind of heel I like, when they like, like a Kevin Owens type heel, when they tell you the truth and you realize, like, I mean, is he wrong? Like, no, my guy's not wrong. So I appreciate it. I feel like it needs to be rewarded and not, not acknowledged or appreciated. is how I feel about that. But the match was good. Good way to kick off the show for sure.
Yes, for sure.
And
What you think, Heavy?
It was pretty intense. I'm still, I mean, I love Cody. So, you know.
She's like, it's gonna be me.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Hi, I'm Kevlin. Thank you.
Yep.
I know. We just assumed y'all remembered who we are. Our bad.
Oh, my bad.
That's true. We did not. My bad. I'm Tanisha.
I'm Kevlin.
And I'm Kiara. I'll for real. I'll put the names up now. My bad, y'all.
I just
Again, I've been playing with the new stuff, and so whenever I figure out how to
realize you have joined Main Event Mamas Live.
That's right.
Okay.
Impromptu. It wasn't totally impromptu. I did send it out on all of my socials.
I mean, we did put it out there, but you're not used to getting us right after events anymore. So, this was our way of reintroducing ourselves in that way, too.
True. And we played our new theme song. You missed it. Don't worry. We'll play it again.
It's fire.
Yeah, I don't know how to turn it on. I'm sorry. I told you I'm still trying to figure this out. So my bad.
It's okay.
I don't know how to turn it back on. I don't know what I'm doing. Anyway. But yeah, so it was intense, but I also would argue that it's supposed to be. Like, if you saw the last match, I don't know, Kevy, if you did. If you saw the last match, it was like, we were in. We were like, oh, Drew's going to win. No, Drew's not going to win. Yeah. And then, Cody likes to get disqualified. And not the recent last match, but the last match at in the big event. So I'm like, just give Drew freaking points, okay? I like Cody, but I think Cody needs a bit of a refresh. Ooh, I like this. You know what, Blaze? Shout out to you for hanging with us today, because
absolutely,
you is really doing a king's work. What if they restarted Drew by having him knock Punk off for the world title? That could be a valuable direction. But Dom, though, he's doing great. Seriously, 155%. But let's tackle the first part of that. Sign me up for that one.
Yeah, but that's because you're biased because you don't like Punk.
No. don't like
exactly. So you're a little biased in that regard.
Yeah.
I think Punk should actually hold on to the championship just a little bit. I think, what the problem is, what I think is once we get our favorites get the title, they hold the title for long periods of time, don't really fight for it, don't do nothing. And then the ones who are not our favorites, right? Not saying Punk is nobody else's favorite, but saying not our favorite.
This is a good opportunity. Is Punk someone else's favorite on this panel?
I like CM Punk.
Okay. There you go. Go ahead, Kevlin.
I know who it's not.
Okay, I mean, I'm not gonna say he's my favorite, but I am a fan. I mean, I've also watched it in the era where you weren't watching and understood when he left and things of that nature. Now, did I follow him and start watching him wherever he went? No, but that's what I'm saying. I'm a fan, but I'm not like a diehard fan. But what I do think is, what I was saying is that when they're for the people who are not quote unquote favorites, their title reign is short-lived and they're the ones fighting all the time. And then where the favorites, like the Romans I love me some Roman. So I'm saying this from the heart. The Romans, the Seths, Dom, all these people who have even like the women's championship, like we'll get to that, but with Tiffany holding it for 302 days, I think it was.
You good? Because I remember. I was trying to block it from my memory, but it's okay.
It's all right. But they hold the title. Yeah, I'm not saying Tiffany didn't fight, but sometimes she didn't fight. They would be like, I feel like it was like months. We would be like, we wouldn't see a title defense happening. And I think that's unfair. So I do feel like maybe Drew can restart his thing with Punk, but I also feel like that's dead in the water because what are we really fighting again for? Like, when they had that storyline, it was great. But now you have to find a different storyline to make it make sense because I feel like it won't. Or AJ comes back, but at the same time, I just don't think that storyline is going to work. I think he needs to be focusing on someone else, whoever else, because we have Cody and we have CM Punk. I don't know, but maybe give Drew a different title. We have all these other titles. Give him another title, and then. Once, because I can see him and Gunther going at it again. I can see him a lot of people going after it, but I just think maybe we should get him out of the world heavyweight championship titles matches and go for other ones.
Yeah, me playing with it again. Sorry, my bad.
No. I'm reading what Blaze said.
I'll put it up. Don't worry. Okay, before we move on to this, because I'm gonna leave it there for a minute.
Yep.
So here's why I think this could still work. Because Drew still's telling the truth. Like, I may not have been watching the original Punk run, but I did follow him. Okay. So I'm a little biased because I was watching AEW when he decided to pop in. So I was there. And then I was there during his entire tenure at that situation. And it was a situation to be had for sure. But I will tell you that you know how you say some people need to stop while they're ahead of the game? I feel like we're a little bit there with him. He had back-to-back injuries. It was pretty horrific even when he came back. And it's not that I think he's a bad wrestler. I'm going to get on to that. I got so much to say about him and Jay, but I'm going to hold that until we get there. But my argument is I think Drew is someone who could continue to carry it, and he is a heel. So since Seth is out, prayers free to come back as soon as possible. I feel that this is a good opportunity to have him dig in there. Now, granted, he is about to go film a movie. So, I mean, maybe that's why they won't put it on him, but I doubt it. All right, let's talk about Blaze. I feel Roman wrestles and appears far too few now. I like him in Punk, but honestly, maybe quit it with the 1 to 4 year title reigns. Yep.
That's true. Yeah.
I don't disagree with you at all in any way, shape, or form. That's exactly right. The problem is, my biggest problem right now is their champions don't feel like champions. Because we have gotten so used to people coming and going. The one thing about Roman before is that when he showed up, even if he didn't wrestle, he was around, right? Like, he was involved actively with the storyline. Now he's not. So when he pops in, it's great for the day, but it gets old. I mean, we used to feel the same way about Brock Lesnar. Like, he's here, he's gone, he's here, he's gone. I mean, like, and that was part of the conversation, right? Is that you're here, but what are you really adding to the product? And I could argue, I feel similarly about the wrestlers who are part-time at this point too. I could say that. But overall, like I said, I thought it was a good match. Maybe they are tiptoeing Cody around heel type behavior. I keep telling you this. I feel like he's a natural heel. He's a bit of a schmuck with the way he talks to people. He has that kind of confidence. He dresses like not a normal guy that we would see every day, which he looked great. I just want to point that out. By no means am I saying anything about that. Love me a finely dressed man. But I feel like they're teetering him on that. And can we just kick him over anytime now? Just to the older side. Plus, I think it adds more story, right? Like, I feel like their story needs a bit of refresh right now, too. Because how many times are we going to keep doing this? We need to, like, that. The one thing I do love about John Cena and what they're doing about this tournament is that we're going to see some new stuff happen, right? So we're going to see some new, hi, Apollo. We're going to see some new feelings and thoughts and rivalries and mix-ups. And that's another reason I really love tournaments, because I feel like it can kick things off in a way that we can't naturally do so. So I don't know. I feel like they need to do something for a number one contenders match. Maybe you see the tail? Let's do some more gauntlet type work. All right, Ryan, this is a good one. WWE should have given LA Knight the World Heavyweight Championship. Technically, CM Punk never lost the AEW Championship. He did not. You're right. Roman wrestles so frequently that he wasn't a part, that he wasn't a part of this year's top 500. Absolutely agreed that he wasn't, even though we argued about that when we first heard the list, because he still is a needle mover, right? So if you were to argue that whenever he comes, I'm going to show up and watch, I'm going to show up and watch with popcorn in my hands, screaming at the screen, right? So that's the other thing I would argue about their list is, like, their criteria feels a little wrong sometimes and dated to me, which we argued about their women's list too. So don't get us started. We could be here all day on that. But yeah, I would. That's a good one. All right, Blaze bringing the heat today. It does seem like Braun Breaker Steiner is being positioned for a main event championship run. I do think he is. And he'd be a good feud when Seth comes back. I miss Seth a lot during this event. And again, I'm going to get into that in a little bit. But I missed him a lot during this event because he has great matches with everyone. And not everyone can say that. Right? Sorry.
Now, I have one question before we move on to the next one.
Okay.
Now, Cody, did he hurt his knee when he jumped and buckled?
I didn't think so.
I don't know.
So.
When he went up to go up, he buckled. Unless that was just him playing it up. But even after he kept messing with his tight over his knee. So I mean, maybe he tweaked it, but I was just thinking
he might have tweaked it, but like Cody does stuff like that a lot, right? So I would argue he does stuff like that a lot where sometimes he tweaks it a little bit here or there or whatnot.
I mean, it doesn't matter. I wasn't surprised because I'm like, I had to remind myself that he wrestled Seth with a torn pectoral, whatever. So I wouldn't put it past, but I just thought, it just popped in my head, so I figure I asked.
Well, felt like a good time to talk about Dominic.
Okay, yeah.
Felt a good time to talk about Dominic a little bit. I love him. Like, I have never, like, before, I will tell you, I saw Dominic previously. I think when he first came out, I was like, oh, okay. But he has really transitioned from someone who feels like a Nepo baby, if you will, to someone who really stands on his own, right? Like, there is a natural charisma that comes out with him. There are a lot of the Eddie Guerrero comparisons, but it is so natural for him to lead into that. And when you add in the work that he's doing with AAA, like, I have to watch it. I'm like, okay, what time is it coming on? Who I got to call? Habla Espanol today, okay? Because I'm going to sit here and watch what's happening with Dom. And he, again, elevated this match. It was so good. Penta is phenomenal. Phenomenal. Like, I started watching him at AEW, him and his brother, and I was just like so excited to see them come over to WWE because I was just excited to see them presented in a whole different way. The person I'm a little torn about is Rusev. I'm not sure.
I mean, I think he was good. I mean, the match was good in general.
But I don't get that character. Like, again, he was in AEW in respect. I mean, I know I watched him there, and he had this Redeemer character, but I don't know how that translates, and I've said this before, how that translates for the WWE audience, because in AEW, you had these vignettes, you had these conversations, like he had broken up with Lana or CJ Perry at that point, and now they're back together and all is good, and I'm happy for everybody, but like at the end of the day, how do we turn that character into something that feels real for the audience? Because if you don't have that here, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have it. But I thought that match was phenomenal. When he when he forgot it was no DQ.
That was crazy.
Dumb.
But then he soon remembered with that bell.
You know what I'm saying? Ding, ding, ding. That was...
Now listen, when that bell rang, I said, wait, I didn't even see Penta tap. I said, hold on, wait a minute. Then I was like, and then I hear it ringing again. I said, oh, it's Dominic. We forgot all that this match. Dominic is in this match. I for a second really thought it was just Rusev and Penta in that match. And I went, oh no, he's an accolade. Oh no, this is bad. So okay. I thought that was funny. Sorry. I make a lot of voices and noises and I just do it randomly, but
I apologize. It's funny. But also, yes, everything you just said, I was sitting there doing the same thing. I was like, did I miss something? Did I do something? What happened to it? I got our names back. Don't ask me how I did that.
Okay.
So for everybody who's new, welcome. These are our names. In case you were missing a few minutes ago. I didn't know who that was. But yeah, no, I thought it was so well executed. And again, my issue with Rusev has nothing to do with him in the ring. I think he's fantastic. It's the character. I don't get it. And I get a little of it because, again, where I'm coming from and in the point of, like, I watch him at AEW. I know who this character is. But I'm just not feeling where we're going here. But I was on Threads last night and people were complaining and talking about wanting people wanting Dom to lose the title, and I was like, are you crazy? That's not happening.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. He does have. It would have been nice to see Penta with it because Penta was really pulling out all the stops. How I felt in a match, for not to be a pay-per-view, and he was just doing the caliber. He was doing these different things to the point where we did forget Dom was even in this match. That this was actually became a match between Rusev and Penta. So, I was kind of hoping that he would at least lost the Intercontinental Championship and let him focus on AAA because he's amazing over there. And he's also, like we said before, it's time for Judgment Day to break up, and I need something to spice it up to get them to break up because this is, it's too much happening. And I felt like if he lost the Intercontinental Championship, that maybe that would speed things up a little bit. But to also say about I don't know where I lost my thought. I forgot my thought.
About you were talking about Dom losing the Intercontinental title.
I know, but I was about to say something else. It's okay. They'll come back.
Well, here's my thing. They're not going to, right? Like, I would argue, I think he's doing a great job on both fronts, and he's a double champion that I can actually get behind. I generally don't like that, but he works. He's there every week. It's hard for me to argue that they should take the title off him, and we get to see his antics in WWE and when he goes to AAA, and I just think he should keep both. I mean, I don't know. And I don't know. I think he should keep both, and I'm more comfortable with that. But I do want to call to point this one, since we were talking about Cody and the knee. All right, good point. The injury aspect. Why is WWE blurring the lines of when someone is positioned as injured and surprised I fooled you? Why? Okay, like, I will tell you, that time with Seth, that was brilliant. Do I want them to keep doing that?
No.
No, it's confusing.
But that made sense, right? Like, that was a very fun thing to pull off one time. I don't think it needs to happen again, because I think it fools the fans. Penta and Ray Phoenix apparently were also in TNA, which I didn't know that. So I didn't know that. I should have known that, considering that I was watching the older matches in their vault and stuff. I don't know how I missed that. Anyway, but I just think this match was phenomenal. It really showcased, like, all three. And Dom, again, anything. I love the lying, the cheating, and the stealing.
That's a good point right there. I like that.
I think Dirty Dom should lose the IC title to John Cena so Cena can retire as a Grand Slam champion.
I mean, in fairness, I don't see that's wrong, because then Dom could get it back. That's easy. Dom could get that back after it's done. Yeah, what you think, Kevin?
I don't know.
Uh-oh.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I do like Dom to some degree, but I don't know how that would. Oh, hold on. As much as they could happen.
Cena has far too few dates left. He only has, like, what, 4, 3, something like that.
He's almost done.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like. I mean, it would be fun to watch.
I did see some rumors about that potentially. Like, up to a little while ago, it was like that he was supposed to be losing. I mean, Dom was going to lose the title to John Cena, and then John Cena was going to drop it to Gunther. That was what the rumor said.
I mean, okay, I can see that. I mean, who really knows? But okay, go ahead. But
no, you're fine.
I don't know that. I mean, I don't know. I can't think of who I would want him to lose it to. I wanted him to lose it to AJ because that was funny. But now AJ's a tag team champion.
Right.
I don't know who I want him to lose it to. You know who I think it would be fun? I think they need to start mixing some things up. I would argue that the Carmelo or I want Carmelo to be part of this tournament with John Cena.
Okay.
Because I can't wait to see them together like that. And I think he did wrestle him before. I'm not mistaken. But I'd love to see it again. And then they said people who may not work here. I was like, do you think that that's code for for Jericho?
Oh no.
I hope not. That didn't say it like that.
But remember, we talked about that too. I said we asked why would he come back. I said, well, it makes sense to sit here and fight John because it seemed like John is trying to go after people that he had matches with, on to end his pretty much doing matches how he wants to do them to retire.
Mm-hmm.
So it sounds, the next thing would be, or I don't know, Edge. I mean, Copeland, whatever, Adam, whoever he is today and tomorrow, the rated R superstar, however it is. But maybe them two, or maybe they're just talking about. Yeah, no, they're not gonna put nobody that we don't know in there. So they're not gonna put no involved people in there. They're not. I mean, it could be Trick, but I don't see the reason for Trick and John Cena to go after each other. It just makes sense. I think it just makes sense for them to try to find as many as alumni people to come in.
I think alumni makes sense for his outro, so to speak.
Yeah,
and I think that's what he's kind of going for.
Oh, don't break my heart. I don't want to talk about Sammy retiring. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. But no, another aspect is the upcoming class of people retiring. Confirmed with John Cena, obviously. AJ next. And Shinsuke, he commented about it recently.
He did? Wait, he did?
He did? Yes, he did. He mentioned it was a conversation again with John Cena retiring. Like, I think Shinsuke and someone else might have mentioned, like, that's their people they came up with, right? So when is it their turn to say goodbye? That may be coming up soon. But I would also argue that there's a lot of people in the wings.
That one's good. Ryan did a good one. Sorry. I can see Nick. I can't see Joe Henry because I don't understand why Joe Henry would be in there, but I can see Nick because that is. I can see no reason why. Reason why but
I could play the song if you want me now.
Do not. I will go off camera and mute myself.
Okay. Why is she so dramatic though? Okay. I can't do it anyway. We're on the tickety talk. They don't allow such things.
Oh, okay. Well, cool. All right. Forget my outburst. So, but I can see Nick. I can see Nick coming back because no, we're not saying his name and he will not appear. That's hence why I am not saying his name.
Joe Hendry anymore. I wish he would appear.
You know
Please
what?
Appear.
Please. Please.
The love we have for you is epic. Please appear.
The love she has for you is epic. Not the love I have for you. It's not epic.
Please appear. I love it. It's awesome. Please appear. Listen. I love me so Joe.
I hate that song so much.
Okay, what I will say is he seems to still be kind of upset about I would say he seems to be kind of upset with the situation that he endured with WWE. So I can't see him wanting to come back. I can't see him wanting to come back. I'm just gonna be honest. But I'd like for him to.
I mean, that would be a good one.
Back.
He was fantastic.
I said Punk came back.
That is true. And that was a Nancy breakup too.
Yeah.
Come back. I'm just saying anything's possible, but I don't know. But I like I said, there's a whole new class coming up. The Tricks and the Tony D'Angelo's been out forever. I've been wondering what they were doing with him. Obafemi, love to see him be moved up. Like I told you, I think it's time to shuffle the deck. Okay, like who can we bring up? Because I want to see someone else. And yes, LA Knight is an obvious,
absolutely.
Right? Why hasn't he gotten his moment in the sun yet? I know it's coming, which is why I'm not one of those people with a pitchfork. But
now, see, I can see CM Punk losing it to LA Knight. That's who I can see losing it to.
Does that mean LA Knight?
And then I can see Braun Breaker taking it from LA Knight. But
Braun and his 900 miles an hour spear. Like every time I feel
like with Braun, we need to build him up a little bit. Would you know what would be funny? I can even see Dom taking the championship.
Really?
Where are you going with that?
with the Dom, I was covering my face.
You gotta weigh in. She said Dom. I don't understand. I don't get that. I don't think Dom's ready for a world championship yet.
Why not? He's ready for 2 belts, but he's not ready for the world championship.
Yeah. Well, he's ready for the AAA belt because I think it brings a lot of spotlight onto that product, right? And I think they love him. Like when they introduced him, they were in love with him. And I could see why. And it felt like that boosted his self-esteem even more. Like, what was it? Last year, he was a wrestler who worked the most. And it's obvious that he did and why he did. Because he's improved significantly over a lot of people, right? Well, so what I would say is that him being top of AAA actually makes more sense. Even though I am starting to really enjoy a lot of the talent from over there. I enjoyed Ethan Page's match. That's another person I think could be moved up without a blink. Ethan Page. They can move him up without a blink too, because he's already done his time at NXT. It's time to bring him up to the main roster because he's really just that good. And I thought he was in AEW too, but he never seemed to get his chance in the sun. But I just think it's time to shuffle the deck. Bring some people. There are a lot of people who are in NXT who have been working other places. I would argue there's some people in Evolve who needs to move on to NXT full time, and then maybe start shuffling the deck with the competitors so we can get a match that's a little bit more exciting, a little different than what you would normally expect. Dom is killing it where he's at. That's right. With all due respect, give it time. There's been people put in that main event picture and they fail, unfortunately. Let's not add Dom to that. And I agree with that, which I think takes us to time. Let's spend some time on Tiffy Time and Jade. Well, I, for one, can say I am super happy the belt is no longer on Tip Tip. Because it had run out of just gonna be honest. It had run out of fun and interesting conversations about it and interesting matchups with them. It just had done its due diligence for what it needed to do. And Jade, this new heel Jade, I'm into it. I love it. She did not play with Tiffany last night. Okay. It was like, you got to go.
I mean, yes.
Okay. So, and that was a phenomenal match. Now, am I going to be mad that was the only one on the card? Yes. Yes, I'm going to be angry that was the only one on the card. That's crazy. That's crazy to me.
Especially with it being 2 hours, there should have been 4 matches. Because each match is going to be a half an hour. That means each match was a half an hour or, close to it.
Half an hour.
I know it was no half an hour, but what I'm saying is how they were booking it with the 4 for 2 hours, then technically you're saying each match is a half an hour when you could have fit so many different things in there.
To make it a little bit more interesting.
Yeah, or there's other championships. So some things that I feel like sometimes what happens with the booking is that they are thinking about Raw and SmackDown next, forgetting the main thing, right? So if I'm sitting here about to watch Saturday Night Live, one, I definitely forgot it was at 7:00 and I thought it was at 8. So then I went, oh, I missed the whole hour. But I redeemed myself off. That's where we watched it. But
you watched it. That's what matters.
I did. That's all that matters.
Right.
But
all that matters.
So, they definitely could have put the Chelsea versus what's her name? Julia. My brain was definitely not working. Julia, they could have put that on here because that would have been a good match. Now that I would love Chelsea's just funny in general, but I think that would have been a great match to fill it in, to give me another match. Because I feel like we keep forgetting that we have other championships that they're not defending.
What you just said.
You know what? We could have put Becky on there since she's working right now. Because that's the other person I can sit here and say she don't fight enough. She gets a belt and then she holds on to the belt. No matter what belt she gets, she hold on to it and then be like, "Oh, I gotta go be mom." And you be like, "Okay, then give the title to somebody else." Like I appreciate you. I'm a mom too, but at some point, girl, you need to fight. You can't just be like, "I'm over here twirling my thumbs while I have my championship." No. There's other the tag. Now, granted, I ain't gonna say nothing about tag team titles because they've been defending those titles. They've been doing their thing. And Like that last match, the main event. Yes, that was a great match.
Oh my God. It was
a great
amazing.
match. It was an amazing match.
And if you haven't caught our recap for last week, hit us up on YouTube.
Yeah.
You could check last week's episode.
But that also could have been at Saturday Night Live.
It could have.
Whatever. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Saturday night.
Main event.
Thank you. See, I get too excited. So I just be like adding all these words together. And nothing. But I mean, that could have been two. We could have had 2 women's matches to balance the 3 men's matches. And then it would have been, I guess it would have been more fulfilling.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, what I will say, because y'all know how I don't like Jade.
Yeah, because she didn't even, if you are just now joining in, she refused to even say Jade's name when we were doing predictions, which you can also, again, see on Patreon or catch the video on our website. And literally,
I did say it.
She said emerald. It's a gemstone, is what she said, in fact, because she's a hater. All right, pause. Tiffany was pushed too hard, too fast. There is absolutely potential. No denying that. Utterly talented, but she was pushed into a spot I feel she wasn't ready for just yet. Just needed more polish. Yes. I really, really agree with you because I thought Tiffany was fantastic. Then they came and they changed her theme song. I was like, what's happening? Oh, I don't hate it, but I mean, why we're doing that. But then she, again, I really feel like iron sharpens iron, right? Like you really have to give her the kind of competitors that pace things out. And there was plenty of times she should have lost the belt and then been able to like go back and forth with these feuds. But they just kept her champion for far too long, in my opinion. And I agree, she wasn't quite ready. Even if you watched Unreal last season, the incident with Charlotte, I was like, ooh, girl. I remember watching it that day and I said that was not on script because the way I would have clocked sis. I would have clocked her. She glad she ran because I was like, it would have been a whole international incident.
I don't think if it was us, she wouldn't even been able to get out the ring.
Nope. She wouldn't have. I'd have been like, run if you want to. I know how to cut you off. You're not going to make it out of here. I'm sure. Props to Charlotte for handling that like a G and like a professional. But I do think they should have mixed it up some. Like her, here's the thing. Not everybody needs to hold the title for 900 years. Right?
I agree.
And I don't believe necessarily that's a transitional champion. I think it furthers the storyline if we actually give it to someone else and it needs to keep going. Like, unfortunately, they gave the title to Julia and we're at a hard stop. Same thing that's happened with the Wyatt Six, right? Where we gave them the title and we're at a hard stop. Poor Kay, people. Why are we stopping? There should be continuingly like battles and feuds and like introduce new people into the feuds. But anyway, all right. So Ryan had a good point. Sorry, I meant to pop that down.
I have thoughts and feelings.
I do. I have so many thoughts and feelings about this because I don't like when these titles don't move and they don't feel like organically into a story. Like Tiffany has been great, but if I had seen a little bit less of her or if I've seen different sides of her, I would be more invested in her as a character instead of her personal life, which I mean, I don't care about who's she with or what's she doing. That should not be part of the conversation. She did make it when she and Charlotte had that little thing, but I still would argue that like the character isn't developed enough for me to be like, who is Tiffany beyond Tiffy time? It should have been that Jade won the title at WrestleMania 42 and had help from Bianca to win it. Then Jade and Bianca win tag titles. Next, have Bianca win women's world titles. Jade and Bianca were all the GOAT. No, and I'm gonna tell you why. I think Bianca was a heel waiting to happen. I was like, I just knew she worked with Naomi on that situation and taking Jade out because she was tired of her. I was like, I had the whole storyline written in my head, really. If you want to catch some of our old episodes, there's a lot to say about that. We just felt that I wanted more layers from Bianca too, right? So I would argue Jade was not ready at WrestleMania 42.
She sure as hell was not ready.
She wasn't ready. She has definitely kicked herself into a new gear now, but she was not ready when she first started. And I'm excited about what we're getting because she really has worked on her craft and she's really learned the WWE style. And I just feel like this is her moment. So I don't think any sooner would have been good.
I'm going to say no. Has she gotten better? Sure. But do I think she still should have won the title? No. I think they gave it to her because they can't give it to anyone else in their heads right now. That makes sense. Because Bianca's not here, right? So they can't give it to Bianca. But they could have gave it to Jada. I'm still in my feelings that Jada has not won a championship. And
I
here
need
comes
Jada to win
Jada.
the championship in NXT first.
Or maybe that's not what she needs. Maybe she needs to come over here and knock somebody out. I don't know. But what I'm saying is, I just don't think, one, what you said, Ryan, no, Jade and Bianca, absolutely not. That should have, like, the reason why they paired her up with them was because she wasn't ready to be on the main roster. And they didn't keep her in NXT because they should have put Jade in NXT and then let her build like they do with all the new talent that is coming over now. They're putting them in NXT.
Who did a really good job of being built in NXT when she came up.
So, and then like Kiara said, we know Bianca did it. Now, what I said behind the scenes with Kiara, I said, okay, well now, if she wins, then when Bianca ever comes back, then I can see this becoming a real good ha ha ha. I'm here for you, sister. And then she attacks and say, it was me who did it. I was the mastermind. And now I'm about to take this title from you. Because remember when Jade first came, that's who they was trying to pin against each other, was Jade and Bianca. So when they came together, it was great, especially for us as Black women. Oh, wow, we got 3 Black. Oh, strong. Okay, cool. But then they decided to break them up like they do with anybody that seems to be doing good together. Then they're like, we're going to break you up now. They could have left them. In essence, you know what? I guess I could probably agree with you, Ryan. Because if they kept them all together, then I can see them having the tag titles and someone having the women's championship. And
you're saying they have all the gold, like Mercedes collecting them all.
Correct. And then I can see that because then it would make sense. And they would be a different type of good, bad fraction. Right? Faction. Sorry. Faction.
They told us last time you said fraction. Remember on YouTube?
I know. I'm so sorry. Like I said, when I get excited, the words just come out, and I just be like,
I know what you're talking about, and they did too. All right, let's take a moment to answer this thing about Charlotte gets booed because the crowd doesn't want her in the main event spot. Yes, and they're doing the King's work here because I love me some Charlotte. It didn't bother me that she was in the main event spot, but her with Alexa, I'm sure she's living her best life right now. For once, she's not getting booed unnecessarily, her not even doing anything. And I love the dynamic between her and Alexa. And I do think that they complement each other beautifully, which is why that match, that freaking, what was it called? Main event of Raw was so phenomenal. They were so good. But of course, you had Bailey, you had little Lyra. You can't.
But still, that was still, but they're still tearing it down together. And you're right. Because even when she came back and they were fighting, she was fighting Tiffany, was like, oh, she's going to win because that's what Charlotte does. She leaves, she comes back, she wins the title, she holds the title, she don't give the title up versus, because I was even thinking for a moment too, when they if they do a storyline with like how they used to when was formerly known as Sasha Banks, when her and Charlotte kept going back and forth, they kept taking the title off of each other.
But it was moving.
But it was moving, but it was also they gave superb matches on top of that. So I get it, but at the same time, I agree with you because her and Alexa, I love that. I just wish they would actually name the tag team now because I don't see them breaking up anytime soon because it seems like they keep getting closer and closer and closer together.
Some names. What are we gonna do? I don't know. We tried this last time; it didn't go well, so let's not do it.
Okay.
Get it in our workshop name. You want to try, Kevin? Because our workshop was awful.
No, I'm good. I do think their dynamic together is definitely different. I didn't know how to feel about it at first, but it's worked out. It's worked.
So. How would you not feel?
TikToks and the daughter.
I just thought their dynamic was different. Obviously, Charlotte is like this mainstream, just always on her own. I don't need nobody persona. And then for them to pair it with Alexa, who is just kind of whimsical and fun, and it was just different at first, but it worked.
Oh, we are going to talk about that. I'm glad. I mean, I'm sorry Tiffany is still on the screen, but we're going to get to that, Blades, in just a moment. You can't live without Charlotte holding a title in WWE. I could argue that that's inaccurate. I could live without it, but I love her as a tag team champ right now. And then when she doesn't have a title, doesn't it make you wonder what to do with her? Here we go. All right. I want to take a moment because I'm so glad you brought this up, Blaze, because I was just talking about him. I was just showing a picture to my husband about Kaiser, and I was like, this grande americano. I got to talk about how much I love it. And it is so great. He has elevated it so far beyond what was going on with Chad that I'm like, Chad can never come back and do this. Like, Chad's going to have to find something else for Chad to do because he speaks Spanish. He is so, like, you believe him. You believe him when he's down there in AAA talking about Mexico's my city and I love it. I'm like, do you? And then he got a Mexican girlfriend now. I don't know. I'm just saying. It looked like he's immersing himself into the culture. And I think it's brilliant. It works so well that I'm a little annoyed by the Los Grandes people. Like, I was like, I ain't really asked for them. I ain't really wanted to be a faction. I didn't ask for that. But he is great. And I do think that when they eventually break up Judgment Day, he's going to be a tool in Dom's little toolbox temporarily until he decides to turn on Dom. Because why not? Yeah. Fight me. See what you think. What you think?
I mean, I will say, no, I do think Kaiser being El Grande Americano is amazing. But do I think if and when Chad comes back, he may try to reclaim it and it'll be a fight for the original El Grande Americano? Absolutely. Do I think Chad's going to lose? Absolutely, because we're going to be like, no, we're going to be booing him. Like, you are not it. We know who you were. Oh.
Sorry, that was the child the alert for, I
was like, oh no, a natural disaster is happening. What happened?
It is for somebody. I hope they find that child.
Oh no, really? Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
no.
Amber Alert.
It is, right? Okay, I wasn't tripping. Okay.
No.
Oh, that sucks. I hope you find them. Okay. Oh, now I lost my train of thought. The mom part kicked in. Oh.
Not the mom part.
Yeah, because now I'm about to get teary-eyed. I hope they find the baby.
Okay, get it together. Heavy thought. I know this is the first time you're really starting to see Tiffy and Jade out there. What were your thoughts?
In terms of the match itself, I thought Jade dominated.
She did. She said, "I have arrived."
I don't really feel like it was much of a fight, personally. But Jade, I've watched her. I don't feel like she was ready at WrestleMania. I feel like I felt like she just wasn't implementing and showcasing the WWE style like she should have been. I saw her, like, she messed up a couple times. I was like, ooh, that you could have hurt somebody. Different things like that. Like, I think she just needed to hone into her craft more, which obviously she's been doing, because the Jade last night was completely different than the Jade we saw at WrestleMania. So
yeah, I think so too.
And I think that, Tiffany no longer having the title makes a whole lot of sense. Just being honest.
I mean, I do think she was hurt. I think that's probably why it looked like it did yesterday in terms of like it being less competitive. It's because I think she was a little bit hurt. But it just popped into my head. You don't have to apologize, Blaze. We're happy to chit chat. But what is Liv going to do? Oh,
she's going to kick Roxanne. See, that's what it is. Roxanne's ass. Okay, for encroaching on her territory. And she's going to blame her for why Judgment Day breaks up. I'm going to tell you that right now. And you took her best friend on top of that. So she's going to have problems with Raquel too. Like, you my best friend. How you didn't stop this from happening. I don't care if we working. You were supposed to stop this from happening. And then she's going to get mad at Dom. And either Dom is going to be trying to fix it, or Dom's going to be like, yo, I'm bigger than everybody, and move on with life. I don't know. But that's my thoughts.
Nothing. He's not
Huh?
fixing nothing. He's
I know
not
that's what I
fixing
say. He gonna be like, okay, see you later, bye.
He's not fixing anything at all. Dom is like, listen, I'm way better where I he ain't doing
On
it.
his own.
He don't want nothing to do with it. He don't care about what happens to these people. He's moved on. Truthfully, I can't see him just being like, yes, let's fix it.
I don't even think they stopped talking about Liv. I haven't heard them say Liv's name not once in a while.
Yes.
Uh-huh. You was about to try to count me. I'm like, I said, in a while they have not said her name. Not once.
I mean, she retweeted Dom's something on
that's
X.
cool. But I'm saying on camera, they haven't said her name.
Right.
No, they haven't. So sorry to hear that. I miss you, Liv, because I want you to bring all the heat and the anger back. Oh my God, yes. I do want, this is another reason I really feel like Dom's character has kind of grown on me, is the different circumstances they keep putting him in, right? So like the whole situation where AJ was the janitor, all the things that AJ was. It's another
car
way
hopper, or
story.
what was that? What was he, the driver? He was somebody, I forgot.
I don't remember. I'm sorry. I have a lot of things going on in my head, hard for me to remember. But I will tell you that the janitor was my favorite. That by far. I was like, not him. The cake and all of that. Like, hold up. I didn't listen.
Or when AJ had to put his glasses on to read his doctor's note, he was like, hold on, let me put my glasses on. Let me read what this says. Oh, I think it says bullshit.
It reminded me that I too was in fact looking for my glasses before we started the stream. I said, thank God I got backups. I have no idea where the other two are. I was like, this was me earlier. Like, where the other, I don't know. I still don't know where they are. But it's the only way I know. So I definitely, I would say I understood his feeling of making sure you could read that note. Okay, because when you get to a certain age, you got to be able to read the small print. I'm just trying to tell you. Super important.
So now, my question is, who do we think is going to be Jay's first person challenging them for the championship?
Julia has been skulking around Tiffany and Jade. And so I would argue that Julia wants that championship. My biggest issue, however, is that they really haven't used Julia to the best ability to defend the Intercontinental Championship. Because the US Championship. And I would like to remind you that Julia is an international star. Like, she did go to NXT. I don't know what is going on. I don't know what's going on. I also, again, I don't think there's enough people maybe on the roster. I think it's time for a draft or a something. Or speaking of which, I just came up to me when I was watching this last week when people were going from show to show. Do we just not have enough people on both shows, or are we just not showing enough people on both shows? Because I was like, why is the storyline carrying over from Monday to Friday? And then we don't have enough time for everybody to get time. So I don't understand how and why that's doing that. I just remember they just do a whole draft already.
Maybe they're going back to what it was originally when we were growing up, when everybody was on both of the shows, the storyline carried over, but then they need to include NXT. I liked it when some of the people from the main roster went to NXT and shook it up a little bit.
Yeah.
And
that's not what's happening. What's happening is the same people monopolizing the time. Doesn't feel right. Do I remember Dom saying no habla inglés? Yes. Yes, I do. Dom is amazing. But all right. That being said, I just think they needs improvement. I keep saying women's roster needs improvement in the booking, in the creative. Using
definitely
more
the creative. Definitely the creative.
Using more of them, for one. Like, there's a lot of people in the locker room. There's a lot of people in that locker room. So can we use more of them?
And build the stories. Build the stories correctly.
Yeah. I want some more stories with Kim. I want more stories with B-Fab. I want more stories, period. Like you said, Chelsea is a star anywhere she goes on any given day. Her trying to find a new slave agent, it's funny. But I think we've reached the point where now, like, says maybe she doesn't need one and she doesn't have to keep looking, and like, pair her up with someone else.
And then also, if y'all want to keep having, what is her name from Wyatt Six?
Nikki Cross.
Nikki, thank you. All I had was Cross in my head, but I couldn't remember the rest of it. Nikki Cross, if you're gonna have her just popping up randomly, actually use her besides just in the Wyatt Six. Actually start booking her for matches because she's actually good too. We're forgetting that Nikki was good.
Coming.
Is it? I hope so, because when I saw her scare Chelsea, that was the most hilarious thing ever in the universe, because Chelsea was like, oh my God, I'm Snow White and this is too much. But I also just feel like she should have just always interfered in the Wyatt Six matches. Like, she can be an old catalyst of her own, because she is an amazing wrestler. I think we forget that too, because she's not doing anything other than with Wyatt Six.
Yeah, she is very good. Remember with the superhero gimmick and all that? She was really good. I don't know. I agree that clearly there, again, needs improvement. That's why I keep saying, all right, let's get her done. I've been avoiding this because I have thoughts. So,
okay, I'm gonna let you go first.
This is very hard for me because I'm gonna be honest and tell you that I did not enjoy this match. I did not.
Why?
I don't know. I really wish I had like a detailed. Okay. I've been trying to like needle on this for hours. Why? When I was watching it, I was having that same like, why don't I like this? Because it just wasn't resonating. It wasn't hitting. It wasn't right. I don't know what to tell you. There was something about CM Punk and Jay that just didn't mesh as well together as I wanted it to. Like, I did feel like they told a story, but it just didn't have an impact like the other matches did, if that makes sense. Like, there were a couple places where I was like, who's going to win? Who's going to win? And then I got to the point where I didn't care. About 3/4 way through, I was like, I definitely don't think it's going to be Jay. Once I told you, like, once he dedicated it to the person he dedicated to was CM Punk, the one who was fighting cancer or passed away. I'm not really sure which one it was. I knew that he was going to be a winner. I'm just not sure if I liked how they got there. I would have loved if Jimmy had come down. Like, I felt like it needed.
I know. I thought he was coming.
And I'm glad that he won clean, right? But how many go to sleeps are there? Like that, I was like, how many go to sleeps are we going to do? Like, obviously, he's not putting nobody to sleep. And then when they got into the submission moves, I don't know. I just didn't like it. And I was disappointed because I usually love seeing Jay do stuff. I don't know what it is. I was just kind of underwhelmed, to be honest.
Well, I'm going to say I liked it. Now, I do feel like at one point in the match, they weren't really giving it their all. I felt like they looked at each other for a second, like, that's my friend. I can't be hitting you. And then it's like, and I felt like then Jay was like, nah, hit me. Come on, let's go. Like, because he was like, oh, that's how we playing? Okay, we going to. And I felt like, okay, once I got over the little, like, okay, you're my friend. I'm hitting my friend. I'm not trying to hit my friend. You're like my brother. I don't want to. I think once I got over that, then it started happening. But then too, you know me, I noticed like little botches and stuff like that. So then when he went back on him, I was like, maybe that's when y'all was supposed to stop. But then he buckled because he couldn't pick you up. And I'm like, why couldn't he pick you up? What's happening? I know y'all practice some of these moves. I don't understand what's going on here. But I did at one point, it was like, ooh, I think Jay's gonna win. I only had that happen one time where I was like, ooh, maybe I'm actually wrong. Jay's gonna win. He's gonna do it. And then I was like, after that, I was like, nah, he's not gonna win. That was just the one time we're gonna get that. No, that's probably what's gonna happen. But I would say I was kind of sad that Jimmy didn't come out, because I definitely did expect him to come interfere. But once it was over, I said, I'm actually happy he didn't come out, because then now Jay can't blame Jimmy for him losing.
That was the other thing.
Yeah. Right. He lost all on his own.
That's right. He did.
Can't be mad and be blaming nobody but yourself.
Which is a good point, right? Like, you can't blame me. for why that happened. Like, that was you. That was all you, and you weren't good enough. It actually made me think back to what we were talking about when we saw Unreal. And when Hunter was having that conversation with Jay, like, you look winded, like, what's up with that? Like, it kind of brought that back to mind. And I was like, this is why sometimes I don't like shows like that, because now you're like looking. And I wasn't necessarily looking for that, but he definitely looked tired. He looked tired. Punk looked like, I'm gonna need an infusion of some caffeine somewhere. Like, it called back to when he was in the AEW press conference and my guy was over there eating donuts. Like, because he was like, I got to do something. I'm tired. I just don't know. I struggled with saying that because, you know, I usually like to look for the positive in it, and I thought it was okay. I just didn't think it was great. What do you think, Kevin?
I think my pick, I did pick Jay to win this, obviously, but that didn't happen. Even though I do honestly like CM Punk, and I like where he's pulled himself out of, in terms of kind of how he fell off and how he was able to kind of build himself back up, with the help, Triple H. But
Is Faith in the building?
Hey.
And Blaze and Ryan, we're gonna get to y'all in a second. We just want to get these points out.
All in all, though, I mean, I did see.
Oh wait, we're gonna go back to the thing. Sorry.
All in all, I did see how winded they were. You know, I did see, like, I feel like they had to really fight to stay in this match.
Like, they were just pulling it. They were just pulling out like, whatever they can left.
Literally. And I think that also just has an effect on how it played out overall. Am I happy that he won? I felt like I did choose Jay, but I'm not mad that CM Punk won. I'm not mad.
I mean, I knew he was. Like, I feel like we knew he was, because this is the moment where I want to tell you how much I missed that. Okay.
Oh my God.
First of all, because we would have made sure that didn't happen. Second of all, because that man does not have a bad match with people. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's just something about his chemistry with people. And I'm not going to say in the previous life he hasn't had bad matches, because I'm sure there must have been some. But when you put him against anyone, whether it's Jay or whether it's CM Punk or whether it's Roman or whoever you put him against, the match feels competitive. It feels exciting. It feels like, what's going to happen? I miss that feeling in this match. I miss that feeling. And I don't want to say anything about either one of the athletes, because obviously I don't know. It could have been the way the match was put together. It could have been the way it was produced. It just didn't capture me. It was very, like, I think what it was is Punk has a very technical style. He reminds me of kind of like Bret Hart with the technicians and the different moveset. And I don't know that Jay flourished in that, right? Like, I think he had a hard time when he was working with Gunther. But when you add the fact that they were both tired, a little winded, it just did not pick up steam the way I would have wanted it to. Now, I will tell you, there was a slight rally towards the end. Okay. And I was like, I knew we headed into the last inning now, because, y'all look tired. But yeah, I was like, I don't know. Something's not working. But I do want to go back to this comment with Ryan. We see they have enough women on the roster with WWE to have a 30-woman Royal Rumble, so why not use them outside of that?
I'm going to second that because, well, I guess now, because when they had the first Royal Rumble match, they did not have enough. They didn't put enough people in there. They had to let people go, and they brought all the old people back. But you're right. They have enough, but that's why I'm going to say the booking and the writers. I'm going to really not say the booking. I'm going to say the writers, because the writers are not coming up with good storylines where it makes sense to have that's going to capture all of us. Be like, "Ooh, girl, I want to know what's about to happen," because I feel like at some point we lost that, right? Like, we lost. If it's not, I feel like the people who are in the room, clearly they don't have enough women in there. 2, they also don't have, like, when they think of a woman having a rivalry, it's because of a dude, or it's because I don't like you, but how they do the I don't like you is not good enough. Like, they even how they abruptly stopped the storyline between Jade, Naomi, and Bianca. That could have kept going. They just kept focusing on Naomi, but then that started to falling flat because then it was like, okay, girl, like we get it, you loyal, and you know, like, and even how they was trying to carry together, it was frustrating as a viewer and as a watcher. Going, we already know what the true storyline is. You guys are prolonging it for whatever reason, and now we may never get that storyline to be finished. Or y'all gonna bring it back and y'all still ain't gonna know what to do with it, and it's still gonna fall flat.
I don't disagree. I don't think.
I'm saying.
But I think what Blaze said, and I think it was Ryan right before that. Let me make sure. Nope, it was Blaze and nope, both of these are Blaze. All right, so here's why. I do think it had a lot to do with the move set, and that could be it. It's because it's a lot of the same stuff going back and forth, and it's okay for you to occasionally do that. But when it goes, like, as I think about this from that perspective, it felt very much like, I'm going to put this on the screen. It felt very much like we have to see the same thing over and over again. And therefore it just gets lost.
Oh, you know what I just thought about? It's like you sitting here playing Mortal Kombat or any of those fighting games, and you don't really know how to play, so you just start pressing the buttons and just keep. And then when you go, oh, I figure how to keep kicking you, so now I'm gonna keep kicking you because that's just gonna be my move until it finally lands. That's probably what it felt like in essence. Like, I'm gonna hit you with this one, or you're gonna hit me with that one, or I'm gonna hit you back with that one. It wasn't like.
And then also, that's exactly it. Because when we saw it go to sleep 75 times, I was like, this is not working. Like something else. Like, I was over there like.
I mean, I was excited when they did a submission move because I've never seen CM Punk do one.
I will say that. Oh, I have.
I'm saying as in like, as him coming back to WWE, I haven't seen him do a sleeper move.
I'm gonna have to put you on to him and MJF.
That's fine, but I'm just saying, as when he came back, that wasn't his thing. His thing was, you know, put you to sleep. It's not nighttime. He didn't show that he had other moves with that. So when they did the submission, I was like, okay, cool. Jay's about to choke him out. I was like, oh, that looked a little. I said, now that looks like, yo, bro, I'm tired of you messing with me. Let me choke you out real quick and go to sleep. And then to see him do the other one, I was like, oh, you about to break his arm. What's going on? But then just for you to end up still not letting him tap out, for you to still put him to sleep 3-4 times after that. I don't know.
I mean, I think if I had seen the go to sleep where he fell over his back and I was like, okay, and then we didn't see it again to the end of the match, that would have worked for me. Again, I don't know. I really feel like something about it just didn't resonate with me. Now, I want to talk a little bit what Faith said, because I think if this is the case, then they might be right. I think Jay was meant to look as he did. There's a separate storyline that is being built on him losing his momentum. Him hinting at quitting and going into a feud. He has to look as if he lost his confidence, his gas in the ring, and begin doubting himself. Yes. If that is the case, then they're doing a bang up job. So if that is the case, then that makes sense. Because if not, I'm disappointed. So it better go in that direction then, because I feel like we've watched Jay like flourish, right? And so I'm like, I'm confused as to who he is now. And I did appreciate him like not really knowing like what was next, if you will, but I'm just disappointed. No. Make finisher special again. That's right. Let's do that. Let's make finisher special. You get hit with a riptide, done. GTS, sleepy time. Mexican Destroyer, ice pack.
I ain't gonna lie, because when we can talk about that, when Penta hit that Mexican Destroyer on Dom, I thought it was over. Because that was a good, but no, you're right. We do need to make finisher special. Like, maybe give us like one that's like it's a or make it to where they had multiple finishers, so you never knew which one it was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
You know
or
what
make
I'm saying?
it the end all be all. Like, they just said, like, remember when the super kick was a super kick and now everybody does it, which is fine because, you know, you're not Shawn Michaels. So I'm actually fine with that. But I don't want you doing it and your competitor doing it and you doing it and your competitor doing it and we're watching 17 super kicks. That's engaging. Not at all engaging. Mm-mm. And that's how I felt. Like I said, I feel like it just didn't work for me, and I don't. And a part of it maybe is that the lack of diversity in the movesets, maybe the way, maybe it's just the story, like it doesn't resonate with everyone all the time. It just didn't me. They did this before when he was building to the match with Gunther. Can y'all see this on the screen? And it's not just me,
I
right?
can see it.
We can see
Okay,
it.
good. Because I was like, I don't know how this works still. I'm still trying to, I was like, I hope y'all can. Yes, they did. And then they dropped it. And now we're back to it.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I think Jay does need to figure out who he is now again, without Roman, without Jimmy, right? But he shouldn't have to tear his brother down to try to figure it out. And if Roman's coming back and forth, Roman don't need to be tearing him down for the fact that he's trying to figure it out either.
I mean, if it places like my bad, yeah. Don't worry. I'm sure she knows what you mean. I do think maybe that is the case, right? So maybe I'm
Not you saying he's 1,000 years old. You know what, Faith? I am done with you today in this moment.
He's not that old.
Anyway, but I do, yes, what she said. But anyway, I do think that with Jay's story, there's a better way to tell it, right? Like I know Roman coming, I appreciate Roman coming and going and, you know, putting those little things in his ears. Because remember how we talked about like this would have been a great moment for the carrying cross of it all,
I
right?
literally had that in my head, so that must have been telepathic because
I mean, Killer Cross, because you're not carrying no more. Killer Cross, clearly, this would have been your moment. You know what I mean? Like this, the little devil on your shoulder, like that would have made so much sense because that's what you need right now. You need someone who's whispering in his ear. And it can't be Roman because Roman ain't at work like that. So we can't just say it's going to be Roman. And Jimmy's on the other side, like, what is wrong with you? So he's playing the other role. So we need someone to be influencing Jay. And Sammy is on a different show. So I'm like, you really, again, if we pick a show or we're going to go back and forth, you know, I don't know that the storyline's so compelling that we need to go on 2 shows to have this conversation either, is my other thing. But what I would like is there to be somebody here really like influencing Jay to do something, because that's what we're missing. We're missing that person who's like, yes, Jay can feel some kind of way. He can feel kind of down. And this will definitely tip him over an edge, right? Because he did this himself and it wasn't good enough. And he couldn't beat Sunquist, who was 1,000 years old, according to Faith. So you couldn't do that, my guy. Not good. Not good. But I definitely feel like they're missing a piece of this to really pull this storyline forward. Like when you tell a story, you got your antagonist, you got your protagonist, but you also have these plot devices that move you. We're missing that. Roman never turned face if you think about it. That's true. I said that too. He has been the same. Also, they wasted don't even get me started on Cross and Scarlett. We will be here for another hour talking about how they messed up that, because
and yes,
I still don't understand. And by the way, y'all can fix this. There's still time. Y'all can fix this. Please contact them and fix this, because I don't know what y'all were thinking. I'm just gonna put that out there. I don't understand. Okay. Yes, bring back managers and valets. Absolutely. Because the one thing that Zelina and Alistair has taught me is that we love us a couple. But not just them. The Becky and the Seth was funny. That was enjoyable as all get out when they were together. That was another reason I was hurt that he got hurt. Also, what Becky did to Paul by jacking him up and let him know, my man's coming from you. But I also think, all right, Faith, hold on. Let me finish. I also think that this coupledom is something they do need to bring back a little bit. Like these managers and these valets, because that's what I said was wrong with Andrade's presentation. He needed somebody else to kind of be there.
He could have had Zelina, because them two together was like amazing.
Right.
Like
but even when you watch what they're doing with Julia and Kiana, I'm like, that's essentially the role that she's playing, even though I don't get why y'all together still. But all right, I want to share something, but it would be a spoiler. I will say they have set seeds as to what is happening now. Jay is meant to be isolated now. Everyone thinks the storyline is about Jay.
So who's the storyline about then? Because you didn't really spoil it. So who is it?
I can't with you.
What?
I don't think she wants to spoil it.
No, I don't think she does either.
Well, I want to know. So I guess send me a private chat. I don't know.
She'll tell you. She'll tell you. Okay, yes, I do think Jay is meant to be isolated. Solo and his Panda crew, that's crazy. Panda crew is
No,
crazy.
but I ain't gonna lie, because I was looking at one yesterday.
And Jimmy, she said it's the storyline is about Jay and Jimmy.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, I knew that. That's not a spoiler. That's them going at each other because, you know, it's to figure out who's the better twin.
I think that would be a good match if we get proper time for it. I feel that LA Knight's window for being a world champ is closing. I don't.
Absolutely not. It's not.
I just think we need to find the right, like, the good thing, the only good thing about, that's not the spoiler. I'm texting you because I want to know, Faith. So, you know, you will be getting a text shortly.
Make sure it's in a group
chat. So LA Knight has time. And I know that everyone's like his age, but he don't really look his age. So I think it's fine. He has time. And the only good thing about the Seth situation is that we know that belt can move different places since they're not moving Cody's belt.
But they should probably move Cody's belt. Or maybe maybe LA Knight should move with Cody. I don't know. But it should definitely, I think Cody should have different competitors. I mean, you know what? I could see Trick.
Wait.
I could see Overfemi. I could see them going after Cody.
Wait a minute. This is good. Sola and his Panda crew is kind of getting old. We ain't fully give this our attention. Who's next? Older Tonga. One of them ain't even in the family. JC Mateo. All right, listen, he a cousin or something, right? Like, y'all know how we got cousins who ain't our family. So don't act like y'all know that. But also, like, I like them. Now, I don't know what they're doing. I hope they're mixing it up with the Wyatt Six.
I thought so too, but I haven't seen them other than the one time that they all squared up. Haven't seen them squared up with them again.
Well, Tama Tonga was backstage making noises at Dragunov. So I think that's where he's going. I think they're planning to take over things, right? And that would make sense for a faction, right? They're going to take over the tag team division. They're going to get all the individual titles. Like, that's how it's supposed to work. And if that's the case, then maybe Solo's going back after Cody. I don't know if I care about that, though. I'm working on that. I'm going to let them keep. JC is not related. I said he was a play cousin. Right?
Oh, that's so okay.
I said he was making noises. Y'all know what I heard. I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm not even going to pretend to try to make that noise this week. Y'all got me one time on the live, and I'm not doing it again. There was lots of talk. JC's not related. Wyatt's versus MFTs is a war game match. Really?
I mean, then how they gonna build it up? They better build it up good to make me want to watch it. Because if not, it's
they should have Solo and MFTs versus Wyatt Six at Survivor Series. Yeah. Oh, look at y'all. Ryan and Faith are aligned. Y'all are aligned today. Yeah. I mean, who else would be the War Games match? Help me here. Who else would be the War Games match? Anyone got a better choice? Because I don't.
I don't. But I feel like they should make sure they build it up. Don't just say that's what they're going to do and then I don't got no build up to it. That's the other thing. We're not building up storylines to make it make sense when we get to the match.
I think Faith is about to get us caught. Hold on. Rusev needs Lana. We have been saying this week after week. That dynamic worked wonders. Like when Rusev came in WrestleMania on the T-55 Soviet tank, there's still time to make him a monster again. I agree, because the Redeemer character needs Lana. I would agree with you. Because the whole point of that character is like I can't tell y'all. I'm just gonna have to put the clip out. Y'all gonna have to look at this clip because when the way they described it in AEW was so good that I was excited, and then he disappeared. So never to see him again. But it was so good because it's I'm going to misquote it, so I'm not going to say it, but look it up, people. Because he talks about his God and his wife, and it was just amazing. And I was like, yes, to whatever he's saying. Bloodline. Okay, let me ask y'all a question. When you look at Solo and the crew, whose family does it look like?
I would say it, but I don't think I should say it on live.
I don't know. I'm gonna get in trouble too. I'm not trying to be. I don't know. Faith, you're gonna have to give us better hint than that. I don't know. The door's too wide for us to go there. I personally wish they would go back to traditional elimination style survival series matches versus the war games. What do you think?
You know what? I ain't gonna lie. I think they should go back. I mean, I felt like when they did the war games, it was a one-time shot deal and give us something different, give us something authentic. But then now that's become every time. I mean, I don't know. I think maybe they should go back to Survivor Series matches the old way, but with maybe a different twist.
With a different twist?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I happen to like the let's see, here we go. I just want to turn it back to 3. Sorry, y'all. I kind of like the war games match, but only when you have a feud good enough for it to be war games, right? If you do not have a feud good enough for it to be war games, then it doesn't really help you at all, I feel like. And I don't know that we've had a feud good enough to be war games at this point. Like when it was the bloodline, everybody was mad at them. Totally made sense.
It made sense.
This situation now, I would argue, no, we don't. Unless they have, I mean, war games is at the end of the month. So y'all got time, I guess, but not enough. Y'all need to spend more time because war games usually wasn't like a 3-week build. You know what I'm saying? Like that was something 6 months in the making of anger and frustration. Like when Roman was like, I'm gonna go back to you, Faith, in a minute. When Roman was terrorizing the roster, you know what I'm saying? Like that made sense. I don't know that we've done that. But I do like the traditional Survivor Series match, especially because I don't think we have a feud good enough for war games. And I thought it was funny, even that year that Seth just jumped down and left. Like I was like, that's crazy. All right, go ahead, Tanisha. You got your hand up.
I want to say with it. I know I have my hand up because I wanted you to finish your thought, and I didn't want you to go jump into people's comments while I still had the thought in my head. Okay, that's fine. Okay. So one thing I do remember what I liked about Survivor Series was how they used to invade everybody.
I did like that.
And then I liked it when NXT became the invasion and then they invaded NXT. So that's, if anything, that we need to bring back is the invasion input. Like we saw a glance of it with TNA and NXT.
That's who should have the war games match this year.
That is who. But what about if we actually crossover in all aspects? We got the main roster going to NXT, then we got TNA going to NXT and main roster, and we doing like that, because then that's going to build the anticipation. Like, oh, I got to watch Survivor Series to know what's about to happen. That's what I felt like. We are losing the anticipation to make me want to watch it, not just because I have to watch it, not just because it's like, all right, you know, I pay for the subscriptions, I'm going to watch it. Like, I want to be like, oh, I need to see who's popping up, who's there. Like, I feel like we're losing the elements of surprise and makes us want to watch.
Yes.
There we go.
I agree with you. I agree with you on that. Okay, it says, okay, Faith is giving us hints. It's not the bloodline. Solo is the only bloodline member in the MFTs. Now it's the Tongan. Yeah, that's a good point. Solo is the only one without face paint. Tama wants the U.S. title. Solo is outnumbered. Ooh, I kind of like that.
I mean, I can see them kicking Solo out.
Solo is just there, so I could see them kicking him out too. And they did foreshadow that not too long ago. So what's the goal? Isle of Tonga versus Isle of Samoa.
Ooh.
I don't hate that.
But then who's going to be on Solo's side? Because right now, his brothers ain't fucking with him.
He got no friends. Right. Solo needs to make some friends. And right now, he needs some Mia Copa. So we don't have the time to do that yet. I was like, we don't have the time for war games. But we definitely could probably build that up for SummerSlam. I mean, yes, SummerSlam. Because that we need enough time. I don't even think we'll be ready for WrestleMania. we need some time and energy there. Yes, the year when it was yellow versus red versus blue. Why was that one of my favorites? Keith Lee and Roman Reigns were the last two and had that amazing moment. Yes. 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 What, Julie?
Wait, when did Solo acknowledge Roman? Hold on, where was I?
Ladies, remember at some point, Solo has to return to Roman and acknowledge him. So yes, there will be a war. So remember that point that like, okay, so Roman never did acknowledge Solo. I'm sorry, yes, that also happened. And Solo never did acknowledge Roman. Well, he did. That's not true. Never is a very strong word. He did initially, and then he got tired of him. And you know, we all watched that happen. I don't know if I'm into this storyline. They would have to do some work to make me. They would have to do some work to make me interested in seeing that. And Roman would have to be on for like a good 6, 7, 8 week stint for me to feel that was validated. I'm just be honest. I feel like he would have to be on it for a minute for me to feel validated in that moment. But I do think, like I said, I think they have some work to do. Thanks, Blaze, for hanging. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
And with that, actually, we're about to wrap up anyway, because we've been hanging. We are all through the Saturday night live event. And with that, we have some reminders for you. Like, for instance, if you missed our true crime episode on the Grim Sleeper, it is available on our website and on YouTube, on our regular YouTube channel. It has its own playlist and everything. So if you just want to hear us talk through that case, it's only 35 minutes. It's a nice episode to get you there. It's the first of many, and we're excited to share our love of true crime with you too. It's all leading to one massive storyline. All right, Faith, I hear you. I just want them to make it make sense for me. I'm not there yet. But that is our reminder for that. And with that, where can they listen to us, Tanisha?
So you guys can listen to us on iHeartRadio, on Amazon Audible, Amazon Music, Pocket Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Yeah.
Yes. And you can follow us on Instagram, Tickety Talk, where you're watching us today, Facebook, X. Am I forgetting? Threads, because that's where I like to hang out during the events. In case y'all ever wonder, I'm always there talking during the events, and we have a great time talking through that. And then also, make sure you visit our website so you can catch up on all the blogs, because there's some good stuff there. Some interesting hot takes. We even talked about, whether wrestling was too violent. That was a whole thing that we got into couple weeks back. So make sure you check our website where you can leave us a voicemail, and you can. Thank you, Julius. We appreciate
it. Make sure you subscribe, hit that bell so you know when we do it again. Subscribe.
Don't forget to comment. If you want to find out more about us, our YouTube, our shorts are everywhere. Feel free to like, subscribe, follow us, all the places.
Also, we have individual accounts as well. So you can find me on Instagram and TikTok at Tanisha_MamaPod. You can find Kiara on Instagram, on Twitter, X, and Facebook. First, for Instagram and Facebook, you can find her at Kiara Mama Pod. And on X, you can find her at Content Vixen. Okay. Kevin, you can't find her yet. That's okay. We'll let you know when that's going to happen.
That's right. He's right about that. And don't forget to join our squad on Facebook. We like to give spoilers and surprises to our free team, our squad. You get to find out what we think about wrestling, what you can prepare yourself for on Monday Night Raw or SmackDown, or just anything. There's also clips there. But more importantly, if you want to follow us and you want to be a Patreon, I ain't gonna lie, that's where you get the biggest bang for your buck, because our predictions are on there. We like to send messages on there. You get exclusive behind the scenes clips that appear nowhere else. And also, we have a merch store. So you can find that on our website as well. And with that, we want to say. We still have 2 episodes this week, so make sure you find us on Thursday and Friday on YouTube. Yeah, I thought you thought I was going to say that. Nope. Okay, with that, we want to say we're not new to this.
We're so true to this. And this was Main Event Mamas live.
Bye.
The main event mama's bringing the heat. Talking life, love, and the wrestling.